What's up YouTube? It's Josh Hewitt. It's time to do it with Hewitt. In this video I want to talk about my top 5 fitness myths. Now there's a lot of misinformation out there in the fitness industry, but I decided to pick these top 5 myths to address. These are things I still hear about from friends and clients, so let's get right into it. The first myth I wanted to address is strength training will make women bulk up. A lot of women still seem to think that if they lift weights, they're going to get huge and muscular. This couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I only wish it were that easy. If it were that easy, ladies, every guy would look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, every guy that works out. You simply don't have the levels of testosterone to build that kind of muscle. Consider how challenging it is for a man even to gain a little bit of muscle, and they have significantly higher levels of testosterone than you have. You're just not built to put on that kind of massive muscle without taking exogenous hormones or steroids. The women that you see, bodybuilders, and even some physique athletes, female physique athletes, a lot of them are on hormones, or on exogenous hormones. They're taking steroids to help build that kind of lean muscle tissue. It's not going to happen naturally. What bulks you up is eating excessive amounts of calories and not performing enough activity. So you don't have to worry about this. In fact, strength training has so many benefits for women. I'm going to post an article for that down below. I encourage you to check it out if you still believe that this myth holds weight. The next big fitness myth I wanted to address is stretching reduces risk of injury and can improve your recovery. Nuh-uh, this isn't the case, people. In fact, there's a recent study from the University of Milan that suggests stretching after exercise will not reduce muscle soreness and does not improve your tissue recovery. And also there's plenty of research to indicate that stretching, we're talking about passive static stretching, stretching before activity can reduce your muscle activity, or actually dampen the nervous system activation of your muscles, and potentially increase risk of injury. And at the very least will reduce your performance in that workout. So stretching before or after exercise will have minimal benefit as far as recovery or reducing injury, and in my opinion and from what I've read, can in some cases cause more harm than good. Now we're talking about passive or static stretching here. Again, performing a mobility workout or some sort of dynamic warm-up can be very beneficial. If you're not convinced or you want more information on this topic, check out the article I posted below. I linked to a lot of other resources there as well. I encourage you to check that out and reconsider your stretching protocol. Moving on to fitness myth number 3. You need low-intensity, steady-state cardio to burn fat. A lot of people believe that because you're in the fat-burning zone while you're doing slow, low-intensity cardio, such as going for a long, slow run or jog for like 30 to 60 minutes, for example, you're in that fat-burning zone, you're going to burn more body fat. But really, you have to look at the overall fat loss or the overall energy expenditure from a form of exercise. And high-intensity interval training shows that not only are you burning a lot more calories during the HIIT workout itself, but because of that afterburn effect, you're burning more calories for several hours post-exercise as well. And it just doesn't happen the same during low-intensity steady-state cardio. I mean, ultimately, as far as the amount of fat you're losing, you need to be in a slight caloric deficit, so really it's about energy expenditure versus calories in. But if you want to optimize the time you invest in exercising for fat loss, you want to focus on high-intensity interval training versus low-intensity steady-state cardio. Again, I'll post a link to an article on that down below. Check it out. Fitness myth number 4, one of my favorites. Don't eat, fill in the blanks, carbs, or don't eat food after 6 p.m. or it will turn to fat. And the fact around this is that it's actually 6:04 p.m. That's the point at which all of your foods magically turn into fat when you eat them. Alright, that's a myth too. Now I have read that for some people, if they're really fatigued and they're eating later at night, it's hard for them to control their cravings or their hunger, to monitor their portion sizes. However, there's no magic hour after which the food you eat is going to turn into fat. Just monitor your overall calorie intake. Ideally, split your meals up into at least 3 or 4 meals during the day. Spread out, you're getting a regular energy input out throughout the day, and you're going to be fine. And finally, fitness myth number 5. I can't believe that I still need to address this one, but some people still seem to believe that muscle will turn to fat when you stop lifting. I even heard someone recently tell me that he was very muscular when he was younger, worked out a lot for college football, and now he's fat because all of that muscle turned into fat. For reals? Listen, muscle and fat are completely separate tissues. One does not become the other one. What is probably happening is you're taking in a lot more calories while you're active and lifting and exercising. You stopped exercising, but your caloric intake was not decreased, and so you started to gain body fat. Okay, simple. Anyone who still thinks that muscle becomes fat, no, that is not true. Okay, so adjust your energy intake based on your activity level. Or just don't stop lifting. That's better yet. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, post them down below and I will reply. Make sure you subscribe, and until next time,
stay strong.